So I'm back, better than ever. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I haven't actually been on YouTube for like, I don't even know, God knows how long, like a year and a half, something like that. I apologise for that. It didn't mean to happen, but I'm back with a new video. So yeah, I did actually use the Carnival palette for this look. This was actually a collaboration with Staceymariemua and BPerfect Cosmetics. Never actually used anything from this brand before. I've heard that their LMD palette was literally like best selling. I heard so much about that, so I had nothing but good like thoughts for this, and it is amazing. It's literally just a palette full of rainbow in a palette, literally. You guys voted in a poll. I actually did one on my Instagram. I'll show you now. Yeah, I did this little poll here, and it like said, what colourway would you want to do, like the green and the blue and the yellow, or the yellow, red and blue? And everyone, not everyone, okay, most of you, 60% of you said the red, so here we are. We are here. I actually filmed this look here, right here. It is just a blue and red smoky kind of thing going on. I did try and talk through everything I did, like I try and show you like the brushes I used, techniques I used, so I hope someone somewhere finds a little bit of help from this. But yeah, if you don't, I will. Yeah, I'll be doing them more often now, so hopefully you'll be seeing me on your screen a little bit more often. If you want to see how you create this, keep on watching. So I did actually start filming, like I'd started obviously, as you can tell, but my camera actually wasn't on, so yeah, off to a great start. I am using the Staceymariemua palette, can I even talk today? No is the answer to that. My fan on, by the way, so if you can hear that in the background, I really apologise, but if I don't have it on, my face is gonna melt. Like, my makeup will genuinely melt off my face. Every time I've tried to film, someone has either shouted, called my name, cars gone past, you know, and nobody wants me to film. Bloody annoying. I'm actually using the Staceymariemua palette today. It is the Carnival palette. I actually love the packaging. And then it's like this. It's a bit of me, it is. It's a bit of me. I don't know if her name's LMD or I'm not sure, but they did a palette called the LMD palette, and that was really, really popular. So yeah, I've heard good things about their palettes, so I just had to get this one. And trust me, if you're eyeing this up, you will not regret it. So it is actually just a recreation of this look here, by Stacey herself. She's perfect. She's actually, yeah. I'm just using a really small brush like this. It is the, I say Morphe then. It is the Zoeva 231, and it is it's like quite dense, and it's quite little as well. But I just use it to pack on the colour. So I've literally just used that brush, packed on this shade here, Guilty. Just done it in that shape. I've kind of done it in the like a circle shape, but dragged it out a tiny amount. And then I'm just gonna go in. What I do is I pack one of the darkest colours on first. So this is like the third shade I would have used if I was going from light to dark, and I pack that colour on first and I blend it out with the two lighter shades. So I will now go in with this little orange shade here called Lit, and I'm just going to use that just to blend it just at the top. You'll see what I do. I used to use windscreen wiper motions, is that what you call it? Like, you know, they did not work for me. Now instead I use really small like circular motions for the second shade, and then for the last blending shade I can use windscreen wiper motions if I want to, but I don't tend to use them as much as I used to. I normally now do the like little, you know, that little motion. But I'm just gonna take that orange on my brush, I'm gonna tap it off a tiny bit just on the side, and I'm just gonna take it above this colour. Keep going back in for colour, by the way, just because once I've packed it on it kind of sticks to the concealer, so you need more product on the brush. So you're gonna just do it above the colour that we've placed, and just blend it out in the circular motions. It doesn't have to be blended, like it's still going to be a sharp line, but the last colour we use is going to blend that out anyways. So just make sure the orange and the pink blend together. It doesn't matter if there's a sharp line, so don't worry too much about that. It doesn't have to be perfect at the minute. So yeah, you can kind of see what I'm doing at the minute. Just place that colour, and I'm just going to go back in with the Guilty shade and just blend the orange and the pink together. I'm just going to take this yellow and I'm going to put it like right at the top, sorry. I do love to take it into my brow, just because I love that look at the minute, and I am taking it quite high up in the inner bit of my eye as well, like on my brow bone, like take it quite high up. So you can do that too. You can do whatever you want. You can kind of like change the eye look if you want to it suiting you. I literally love yellow for blending out like right at the end. It's so nice. It just makes everything look like 10 times more blended. Like put together. I'm literally just putting that right on top of that orange shade we've just put. I do brow this out quite a lot, to be fair, just because I like that look. You don't have to blow it out as much as me. You can just do it however you like. Just take little bits from this and then put it into your own makeup look if you wanna, or you can just follow it completely. It's up to you. Whatever tickles your fancy. I'm gonna take that orange again and just go straight underneath the yellow, like we did first before the yellow. Just make sure it's all blended together so you can see like the different colours. Because if you over blend, the colours obviously blend together. So I just want to be able to see the colours between them. You can keep going back in with the colours. You can like go like back on top of them. That will make them more pigmented, obviously it will make it much more brighter. Personally, I do prefer to keep going back in with the colours like on top of each other. So I will do all the layers and then I'll go back again and do the layers again, just because it makes them much more like... Thank you. I just prefer to go in with another layer just to make sure, you know, you can see it from space basically. And I'm taking, like I said before, I'm taking the orange quite high up here, so I'm going to go back in with the orange there in particular as well, just because towards the front of the brow we're going to put the blue on later, and the blue comes up quite high up, and if you take it in quite high up here, it does make your eyes look a lot bigger too. I'm going to go, oh my god, I think I've hit pan. I've actually hit pan on this eyeshadow. What am I going to do? What am I actually going to do? It's literally my favourite yellow ever. Nothing actually compares to it. That's really annoying. So I'm just taking that Guilty shade, the one we used first, just quite high up into the inner brow bone area, I think. A smaller little brush like this, and this is the Morphe M507, and I'm just going to take this shade here, right down in the bottom. This is called Liquor, and I'm just going to take that and I'm going to deepen it up. This is going to make it really, really intense, so you don't need a lot of it at all, because if you use too much, girl. So just use a tiny amount on the brush, and I normally tap it off as well, and just take it just above the crease in the inner part, and then here don't go as high up as you do in the inner part. Make sure you don't put too much of this product on at a time, because once you put it on, obviously you can't take it away. I'm always very careful with like the darker colours, because they can go very wrong like very quickly, so just be careful when you use them. So that's what we have so far. The Liquor shade in this is actually like not dark enough for me, so I'm actually going to go in with the P. Louise palette here, and I'm just going to take the Bestie colour, which is like a really, really, really dark brown. With this colour you literally don't need a lot either. So I'm just focusing it here, just this area. I'm just going to take any concealer that I have that's really, really light. This doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be cut crease. I'm literally just going to dab it on, and blend it out with my finger. But yeah, I'm just gonna take the shade Breezy on my finger because it will pack on the most colour, and I'm just gonna pop that straight on top of the concealer. Using my finger just to kind of like blend it into the eyeshadow on top because we want it to be quite smoky, and I'm bringing it up quite high. I might even take a little brush just to place it on just up here because I can't really get my finger in there, to be honest. They've got fat fingers. Next though, a tiny bit of the Liquor shade. Take the little brush again with no extra product and just blend it in here. Just to make sure it's not like too harsh and there's a little bit of blend going on. I'm just taking the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer underneath my eye, like so, and I'm just going to blend that out with a sponge. Take the same colours that we did on the top, so I'm going with Guilty first, then Lit, then Keen, and I'm just going to dab that literally straight onto the eye without setting it, and I focus it on the outer corner first and then bring it into the inner corner. I would say if you have quite small eyes though, I wouldn't take this as far down as I do with blending, just because if you have small eyes, this will make your eyes look smaller, whereas I have quite big eyes, so obviously I can get away with it a little bit easier. If you have small eyes, you can still do it. Obviously makeup has no rules whatsoever, it will just make them look smaller, so just bear that in mind. And I'm kind of joining it up at the edge with the same colours. So I have the orange on the top, so I'm joining it onto the orange at the bottom. So I'm just going to take that bigger brush, just the one that we used earlier, and I'm just going to blend Keen onto the edges with that, which is literally not even touching my skin. I'm just being very, very gentle. Done exactly what we did on the top, on the bottom. So yeah, I always go by the rule, what goes up must come down. Blue we put on the top, and put that right in the inner corner. Here, it's a little bit, it looks quite like a white, but it has like gold reflex in it, so I'm just going to take that one. So I'm just going to take this little thing, it's called Pigment Primer by Nyx, and I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm going to use a little flat brush, and I'm going to apply that just onto the place where we put the blue, just on like a quarter of the way in. Take the Inglot pigment in 114, but I'm just placing that, and you can just see how much more intense that's made it. I'm literally just patting it over the blue, where you put the blue, and I might drag it up a tiny bit more. Finally, I'm just going to take the Abh PM holographic eyeshadow topper in Supernova, which is like, I don't know how to explain it, it's like a blue reflex in it, but it's also got green in it. So I'm just going to pop that right into the inner corner, kind of dragging it underneath the eye as well. This is what we've got at the minute. My fave look ever. I love the colours, to be honest. This palette is just, you need it in your life. You need it in your life. So I'm just going to go in with a bit of white eyeliner just to make my eyes pop a bit more. Just makes my eyes look so much bigger. Small brush, and using the NYX gel liner in white. This stuff is literally waterproof, like it will not budge, I'm telling you now. This is what the eyes are looking like at the minute. Mine's literally battered because it's empty now. I'm going to squeeze the last bit out. It's Perla by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Liquid illuminator. I'm using a liquid illuminator underneath my foundation just to make it more dewy. I love a dewy look at the minute, even though I have oily skin. I literally love dewy skin. It makes me so sad because I've literally got like the tiniest amount left, like I can't even pipette it out. I literally have to like scoop it out. I actually look insane right now. Like a Tin Man. Yeah, so I only use the Iconic London ones if I am like really, really fake tanned or underneath my foundation. I cannot stress to how much this makes your skin look so flawless. So it's just the Nars foundation. I use mine in the shade Stromboli. This is a little bit too dark for me at the minute, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my Pro Foundation Mixer in white. And then I'm going to use my favourite brush ever, which is the Morphe E7. Taken the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer and I've just put this wherever I need the extra coverage. Just going to use the L'Oreal Infallible. Just going to place this just here. Just here. Around my forehead. Going with that same brush I used for the foundation, just because the foundation will mix in with the cream contour and it will kind of like make it less harsh. Tap like I did with foundation and just blend it up. You don't want to blend down just because obviously that will bring your cheekbones much more down, so I'm blending upwards. Let's just try and make my forehead about 10 times smaller, please, magically. I swear, can you get like forehead reduction or something? Because I need that in my life. I really need that in my life. Just gonna take a little brush, just like a little fluffy one. I'm just gonna blend out the contour on my nose, just very lightly. That's my contour done for now. I'm just going to set my face with the Beauty, I don't actually know how you say this, it's either Beauty Bakerie or Beauty Bakery. I'm pretty sure it's Bakery because they're obviously their products are like based on like cakes and stuff, but I've heard so many people say Bakerie and it's really annoying me. I'm pretty sure it's Bakery though, so I'm going to go in with the Beauty Bakery flour powder. I'm going to bake under my eye first, so I'm just going to place this under my eye and bake but with a brush. Really small like flat brush like this, and I'm going to bake underneath my contour. I'm going to dust that off underneath my eye first and just kind of like spread it into my skin. Little fluffy brush from Morphe, the M510. Again, I will leave a little picture of it here. I'm going to go in with the Morphe bronzing palette, the 9BZ. Love this brush for contouring. It's supposed to be like a powder like highlight, I think, brush, or even, I don't even know, or like a blush brush, I don't know. I'm not sure, but it's so good for contouring. I love it. Just go down the sides of my nose, underneath my chin to get rid of that double chin. Bye bye. Yeah, I never used to use blush, but now I just think it pulls the look together. Like I actually cannot live without it. I'm just gonna take this like little peachy coloured blush, any peachy coloured blush. They don't really have names, so I'm not sure what it's called, but any like peachy toned one or corally toned, whatever tickles your fancy. My Anastasia highlight is broken, it actually hurts my heart. This is my favourite highlighter ever. So just to get like a really dewy look, I basically drown myself in highlighter. So I have actually just chucked on a lipstick and a lip liner and some bottom mascara off camera. I did use the NYX Professional Makeup Suede Matte Lip Liner in Los Angeles, and I used the MAC Velvet Teddy lipstick. So yeah, they're the two I used. So this is the finished look. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!